Hey guys, welcome back to my channel if you've been here before, and if you haven't, welcome to my channel. Here at In Your Hands Tarot, I like to do unboxings, flip-throughs, review type videos of various different tarot and oracle decks, and much more. The other day over on Instagram, I asked you guys if you would be interested if I did a deck review video, and it was a unanimous vote for yes. And then I posted 2 decks for you guys to choose from in a poll on my story, and you guys chose, majority of you chose the Luna Soul Tarot deck, so that is what I will be reviewing today. I'm also testing out a new filming angle. Usually I have my camera set a lot higher than this, but I figured if I lowered it closer to the table, then you guys would be able to see the cards a lot better. I just don't want it to be like too in your face, you know? So I hope that this is okay and it's an okay balance for you guys, but if it's not and you prefer the other way that I was filming, or if you like this way better, feel free to comment which one you prefer, and yeah, whichever one works for you guys, I will be happy to do. So this deck is definitely one of my newer additions to my collection. I purchased it probably a few weeks ago now, but I actually haven't spent a lot of time with it yet. I just kind of keep going to my Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot deck because it's my favorite and it's definitely the one I like to learn with. But this one, I really do enjoy this deck. So I'm a big fan of the box. I think the box is really nice. It's got a nice smooth matte feel to it, very similar to the cards. And if we take a look at the back here, it says the Luna Soul Tarot is designed to uplift and heal. With a soft color palette that gently warms the heart, this deck will wrap your intuition in a positive embrace. And that is spot on with this deck. When I first looked at the cards before I even read the back, right away what caught my eye was the fact that the colors are very soft. They're like light baby colors. Very easy on the eyes. It's very cute. I definitely love the colors that are in the imagery for sure. One thing that stood out for me with the box is the little magnetic lid here, because if you watched one of my previous review videos, I forget which deck it is. I want to say it's the Modern Witch deck, I could be wrong, but one of them doesn't have like a little flap or like a little lid at the bottom, and it just sits like this. And one of my like big pet peeves with that deck was if it's sitting on my shelf and I want to take it out, I can't just grab it and lift because the box will come out and then I'll lose all my cards. So I have to either squeeze it really hard so that I don't lose the box, or kind of just use 2 hands to take it out. And then when I got the Luna Soul Tarot and it had this little lid here that helps keep the box inside, I thought that was a genius idea. I really like and appreciate that feature. And then there's a cute little quote here. It's a poor sort of memory that only works backwards. Lewis Carroll. So it's a very cute box, and it gets even better on the inside. Actually, I'll show you the inside of this box, which is also super fun. And then we have the inside box that has some of the artwork that's on some of the cards, but this one is by far my favorite. The skeleton here, which represents the death card. This image, I don't know what it is, but I am in love with this image. And if you look close, you'll see this adorable little bee with this cute little purpley pink flower I don't know, I love it, and the green here and how it's kind of wrapped around into the skeleton. And we have a little like bottom feeder fish here with more flowers. I don't know, I love it. I love, love, love this image on the box and on the card. Okay, we have the moon here, we have the sun over here. It's a very, very cute box. I definitely enjoy the design of it. Part of the reason I even purchased this deck in the first place was because of the box. I seen in other people's videos or just using the cards what the box looked like, and yeah, I was like obsessed with it right away. And before even looking at the cards, I was like, yep, I need that deck, a part of my collection. So we're gonna take a look at the guidebook first, because that's what I always like to do. It's a good size guidebook. Not too big, not too small. It's very light feeling, more cute colors. My favorite color is pink, so when I opened this up and I seen all this pink, I was already in love with it. So we have our little table of contents here. We have foreword, introduction, major exclusive cards, the minors, how to read the cards, a few gentle tips, and spreads. And throughout the whole guidebook, there's little pictures that I think are adorable and really add character to the guidebook. So if we take a look at the major arcana, each page has a fun little border for each one, a picture, which is super helpful, a little kind of like a quote underneath, and a couple of paragraphs of description. And if you guys have watched my videos before, like I've mentioned a million times, the guidebook is super important for me. Being a newbie, I, yes, still tend to rely on the guidebook quite a bit, as I am still learning the meaning for each of the cards. So a good guidebook is definitely very important for me. So yeah, a good amount of information for the majors. And then if we jump to the minors, oh, we also have some additional cards here, which is always fun. So for each of the minors, we have about a paragraph of description, which isn't a whole heck of a lot, but it kind of gets the job done. Like the way that it's written, it's very easy to understand the meanings for each of the cards. So I'm not going to be too nitpicky about that. Would I like more information? Sure, but I kind of am getting to the point now where I don't want to rely on the guidebook as much as I am. So with it just giving about a paragraph of information, kind of forces me now to kind of look deeper into my intuition to figure out what the cards are trying to tell me, rather than have like a whole page worth of description and then just go with whatever the guidebook said because that's what it said, so I'm just gonna go with that. You know, it kind of forces me out of my bubble a little bit to look to myself and rely on my intuition to kind of help, you know, figure out what the cards are trying to tell me. And then if we jump to the back, we have some spreads. Again, really cute pictures throughout the whole book. I really, really love that. And then this very calming image at the back here with this little peachy color that I am absolutely in love with. And then we have a little quote here: "In between black and white is not gray. It is all the colors in the world." Super cute, super fun. I like this guidebook. So now on to the lovely cards. So if we take a look at the backings, I really enjoy the backings of these cards. It definitely has that whole sun and moon opposites thing going on. The card stock is pretty good. They're definitely not too thick and not too thin. I don't feel like I'm going to rip the cards when I'm shuffling with them. And they are a matte finish, which I wasn't totally in love with when I first got the cards, because if you watched my unboxing and flip through video, which I will link in this one if you want to go and check that out, but I had a hell of a time with some of the cards, peeling them apart. It was a bit tricky, so I was worried that shuffling was going to be hard, or even because I like to fan my cards out, I was worried that that was going to be difficult, and it kind of was in the beginning. They wouldn't fan out very smooth. It would be very choppy and they would stick together, and that was actually going to be one of the cons I was going to say about this deck. But then before I did this video, as I was using the cards a bit more, I was noticing that they weren't sticking like they were, so I guess they just needed to be worked in a little bit, because now I'm able to fan them out a lot better than I could before. So I'm not hating the matte finish of them anymore, so that's good. So if we take a look at some of the imagery, you can definitely see where they're coming from when they say it is a more of a lighter palette. The colors are very soft, very easy on the eyes. They're very light, super cute, which is another thing that drew me to purchasing this deck, because I feel like this is definitely a deck that I would use on a day when I just want to be calm, or maybe I'm not feeling calm but I would like to. This would be a deck that I would go to kind of help bring on that sort of vibe and emotion. But the detail in the cards are insane. Like, it's so good. I'm such a fan of the colors. I am more of a fan of softer colors rather than very bright and loud sort of, you know, looks to cards. I'd rather have a softer palette for sure. Like, look at the design. Like, it's so cool. There's so much detail. Like, I don't know, I really do enjoy these cards. I really love the imagery. There's also a lot of diversity within this deck, which I always love. I feel like I definitely appreciate decks a lot more when they're more diverse, because they're more relatable that way. This deck also mirrors a lot of the Rider-Waite imagery as well, which is really good for someone like myself who's just learning, and I tend to use the Rider-Waite deck a lot while I'm learning. I'm able to still figure out what the cards mean in this deck because it's very similar to that one. So I'm able to kind of carry on what I'm learning with that deck into this one as well, if that makes sense. So I'm not going to go through all of the cards because, like I said, I already did an unboxing and flip through video before, which I will leave a link in the description if you want to go and check that out. But I just kind of want you guys to get a feel of what the cards are like. Definitely a very positive deck. I feel like this is a good go-to for when spring is around the corner, or when we're kind of heading into summer. It definitely gives off that kind of a vibe. Or maybe it's wintertime and you miss the feeling of spring or summer, then for sure this is a good go-to deck for a situation like that as well. So yeah, overall I do really enjoy the Lunasol Tarot, and actually by making this video it kind of reminded me of why I even purchased this deck in the first place, and now I have an itch to use it. Definitely one that I feel drawn to, that I can connect with. I feel like it's definitely a good beginner deck. The imagery is very easy to read. This has to be my favorite card in the whole deck though, is the Death card. I don't know why, I'm just obsessed with it. There's something about it. I don't know if it's the colors or what it is, I don't know, but I am obsessed with this card. Just a little side note. So yeah, great deck for a beginner or even a more advanced reader. It's very fun, it's simple, it's easy on the eyes, very beautiful artwork, and the colors, like I said, super cute. I love the whole sun and moon thing, the whole balance, yin and yang that it has going on. So yeah, overall, I would definitely recommend the Lunasol Tarot deck. So yeah, there you have it. Those are some of my thoughts on this lovely deck. I hope if you had any questions, I was able to answer them or somewhat answer them and shed some light if you were considering getting this deck. It definitely drew me in, and I can already tell that it's going to be a purchase that I don't regret. I also just want to say a quick thank you to everyone who has checked out my videos, has taken the time out of their day to watch my videos, has wanted to stick around a little longer, and has decided to subscribe. That really means the world to me that you have done that, and I know your time is precious, so for you to even take a couple minutes out just to look at my content, I truly appreciate that. And I hope you guys are enjoying my videos and finding them to be helpful and insightful in some way, because that's kind of the reason why I started this channel in the first place. So yeah, thank you so much for giving me a chance and yeah, watching my stuff. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I shall see you in the next one.